We are trying to understand IPv4 addressing. We learned there are classes and subnet mask for each class. Based on the number of bits given for networking, the subnet mask is defined. When it is only 8-bit for networking, 255000, that's class A. When it is 16-bit, then it is 255.255.00, which is class B subnet mask. Likewise, for 24-bit of network in class C, we have 255.255.0.222.550. We also learned about loopback address. Loopback address is nothing but an address that will help us to do self-diagnostic test. When we get the reply, the PC is capable to be part of network. OSI layers are functioning fine. The PCs are capable of sending and receiving traffic. That's the meaning when you get a reply to 127 any number. The whole range of 127 is meant for just one purpose, loopback, connecting back. We also saw APIPA 169.254 any number dot any number. That address auto-generated by any operating system. You may be running Ubuntu, you may be running Linux, you may be running Sushi, you may be running Windows. That address 169.254 is auto-generated if client don't receive an IP address from DHCP server. Clients generate that address to tell the user that DHCP is not providing address. And then we started understanding binary number system, and we tried to convert from binary to decimal and decimal to binary. The reason is we human beings use decimal. The devices, they understand it in binary. That knowledge of binary to decimal conversion and vice versa is very important for subnetting, which we are going to do as the next topic. Now, before we get into that subnetting topic, as a quick revision, I would like to give you an exercise. Are you ready with your pen and paper? Are you ready with pen and paper?
1 minute.
What is the binary value for 248? Whoever finishes, tell me the answer.
One, 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 one.
Exactly.
0, 0, 0, 0. Sorry. 1, 0, 0, 0.
Yes. That's it. 192, 224, 240, 248. Yeah, that's one way. Easy way is when all the 8 bits are 1, it is 255. I asked 248. So you subtract 7 from here. That's what 248. So this is the 7. 4 plus 2 plus 1. So make those 7, the bits for 7 as 0. You get, whichever is your convenient. I'm okay with that. You can do in any way. You can calculate 128 plus 64 plus 32 plus 16 plus 8 and give me an answer. Or you can say, okay, to reach 255, there is 7 more bits. So to write 7, I need 3 bits. So I'll make them 0, get the other bits 1. That's another way of doing the same problem. Okay, I'll give you one more. Two 26.
One, 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 four, one,
No,
one, 1 second or so.
everyone try, not just one person answering. What about others? 1110010. Correct. Very correct. 224 plus 2 is 226. Is everyone comfortable with what I'm doing here? Or do you want me to give more exercise? Or are you okay with this? Should we go next level or you want more?
Uh,
Yeah, that is fine.
You're fine with this?
you
Okay.
can go
Yeah.
next level.
All right. All right. You see, when I say 10000, you will say this belong to class A. Why you are saying that? Because the 10 number falls in the range of 1 to 126. And if I ask mask, you will say 255000. Why you say that? Because in class A, only first 8 bits are network. And this is the total face value of 8 bit. And if I ask you, what will be the first IP address? What will be your answer? What will be the first IP address in this network? See, IP address are from this host bits. The lowest of host bit is here. When you turn this 1 1 and all the rest bits are 0, that's the first IP, which is 10001. This we call it as what? First host IP. This is broadcast. Sorry, subnet mask. Default subnet mask. Default subnet. See, this class and following classes, you must have a pen and paper. Otherwise, you are wasting time. You must write. Default subnet mask. Class. Network. Can anyone say what will be the last IP or a broadcast IP? Name it and tell me the address. It's okay. First one, I'll let you know. When all the host bits are 1, we get this 10.255.255.255.
255.
This is what we call it as broadcast IP. This is not last IP. This address cannot be assigned to a computer. This address is the address which will take the message to everyone in this 10 network. If you have a message to forward to everyone in that 10 network, every computer, every server that begins with 10, you want to send a message, send it to this address. It will go to everyone in that 10 network. So we call that as broadcast IP of 10 network. See, there is another broadcast address 255.255.255.255. This we call it as global broadcast address. This address is to take the traffic, take the information to every network, every host. Whereas this one, every host in this 10 network. This one is not this. This has got all octets 255. It is global broadcast address for every network and every device. Every device in every network. Whereas this one, every device in 10 network. So when you make all the host bits on, you will not get last IP, you will get only broadcast IP. Then which one is the last IP in that network? One less than the broadcast, which is 10.255.255.254. You see, one less. This is the last host IP. In this network, this will be the first computer's IP and this will be the last computer's IP. Did you understand what I said? Do you have any question?
Yes.
All right. Then I'm going to ask you more question. 172.16.0.0. One of you answer what class it is.
Class B,
What will be the default subnet mask?
255.255.0.0.
What is the first IP?
172.16.0.1.
What is the last or broadcast? You tell me what is the broadcast IP?
172.16.255.255.
Exactly, you're right. Okay, what is the last IP?
255.254. 172.16.255.254.
Great. Now, thank you. You're right. Next person, try. 192.168.1.0. What class it is?
Class C.
Right. What is the mask?
255.255.255.0.
Right. What will be the first IP of this network?
192.168.1.1.
Broadcast.
192.168.1.255.
Correct. Because this is the only host octet.
Yeah.
And last will be 192.168.1.254. Okay. Now, Anyone can answer this. Answer, anyone. Class B. What is the mask? 255, 255, and then 00. Okay. What is the first IP?
180.0.0.
All right. What is the broadcast?
180.0.255.255.
What is the last IP? Okay, great. Thank you. Good job. Now, do you know why it is 0 here, Saif and Tiva? Do you know why it is 0 there?
Because it's a network address, right?
Yes, that's a network portion. This is class B, so this is network portion. You cannot make it as 255. Okay, great. So you understood. Let me give two more. First, you finish writing in your notebook, and then I'll ask you, I'll call your name, then you can answer. So this is it. Um, okay. Once you finish, let me know. Then I'll ask one of you to answer the first one, another person to ask. I'll ask to answer the second one.
Class B.
Okay.
Subnet mask is 255 dot. Sorry. It's class A. Class A 255.0.0.0.
Is this class A? Are you sure?
168, right?
Yeah. Class A ranges. Refer your notebook. What is the range of class A?
10.0.0.0.
No. What is the range of class A?
From 10.00 to
No, 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 no,
171.
no, no. No. Look into the. Do you have a note? This is class B. What is the mask?
255.0.0.
All right. What is the first IP?
168.0.0.01.
Broadcast.
168 255 255.
Is that correct? See, he did not say 255 here. The reason is 3 octets are masked. So this cannot become 255. Likewise, in your case, 2 octets are masked. So this second number cannot be other than 0.
Okay. 168.0.255.255.
Yeah. Last is
168.0.255.254.
I hope you understood the mask story, right?
Yeah.
So that will not be 0. Great. Now it's time to get into subnetting. Why do we need to do subnetting? The reason is, in an organization, we got various departments. Each department need to be isolated from one another. Each department need to be placed into different local area network. For that, each local area network needs network. If I have 5 departments, then I need 5 networks. But if you see, to use within an organization, there is a private range. No way, this is jumping like this. The private range address is like this: 10.0.0.0 till 10.255, 255, 255. This is the only network you have as a private in class A. But your organization have got 5 departments. I need 5 private network starting with 10. I need to do subnetting. I need to break down this one network into 5 networks so that I can give subnetted networks to each department. In class B, you have 172.16.0.0 till 172.31. You see, here it is 16, here it is 31. This is the private range in class B. In class C, 192.168.0.0 network till 192.168.255.255. You see here, network 0 to 255. There are 255 private networks in class C. Now let's say you have an organization rule saying all the computers in my organization should start with 10. I don't want to use 172. I don't want to use 192. I want only 10 everywhere. If you go to Cisco, anywhere, whether it is in India or in US or in anywhere, all the computers IP address will start with 10 only, because that's the organization rule. But you want many networks. 10 is just one network. Why I want many network? As I said earlier, you have more departments. Each department needs a dedicated network. What can we do? Break this network into pieces, multiple small networks, and give each subnet, we call that a subnet. Take this network 10 and subnet it, break it, and give each subnet to department, each department. Listen very carefully. When you have one network, you have one IP as a first IP, and one address as a broadcast, and you have one address as a last. Likewise, when you do subnetting, each subnet will have its own first IP, its own last IP, its own broadcast IP. See, right now what you are seeing here is without subnetting. When you have first IP, last IP, broadcast IP for the network which is not subnetted, when you do subnetting, for each subnet, there will be one first IP, there will be one last IP, there will be one broadcast IP. Which means for each department, I will have one broadcast IP. And if I want to talk to everyone in the department, I need to send the traffic to that broadcast IP of that department. See, that's the advantage of subnetting. Subnetting helps to provide a dedicated network range of address to each department. Dedicated range of address. Not only that, for each department you will have first IP, last IP and broadcast IP. So the broadcast IP of one department is not the same as another department's broadcast ID. So if I wish to talk to everyone in sales department, I have an address. When I speak to that address, it only speaks to sales members, not to production members. If I want to talk to all the members of production, I have another broadcast address of that subnet. So subnets helps to provide dedicated range of IP address along with broadcast address for each department. Not only that, security. Now each department is going to be in different network. To talk between different network, definitely router is needed. In router we can write policy saying only these persons are allowed. See, you have route based layer 3 based policy now. Because the departments are having different subnetted networks, they have to go through a router, and router will have an ACL, access control list, a policy which will grant permission or deny permission as per the company's policy. So security is also now achieved because of subnetting. Right, so subnetting improves security, subnetting provides dedicated range of address, subnetting helps to have multiple local area networks within the organization so that there will be total isolation between departments. See, if you don't do subnetting, all will be in one big group, all department. It's of no use. You say, I belong to sales department, you belong to production department. What is the use when you are all in same network? There should be isolation even in network, not just the name board, admin, sales, production. What is the use if they are not separated in the network? They need to have a separate broadcast domain, separate local area network. For that, subnetting is very important. Each department need a network. You cannot have one common network for all departments. Then there is no point of having departments. Because anyone at any point of time can intervene with other department if they are all in same network. Only when you put them in different network, different subnet, you can control the access by saying who can talk to whom using router. Is there any question so far?
No, sir.
All right, so far what I have said is what is the necessity of subnetting and what is subnetting. And also we have seen the range of private address. Anything other than these three range of address are called as public address. Anything other than these three range or public. So I no need to write public. You know anything other than these range means what? It means other than this. Like 1 network to 9 network and then 11 network to 172.50 network and so on. Now, we need to see now how to do subnetting. We have seen what is subnetting and the advantage of subnetting. And what next we need to do is how to do subnetting. We see that in each network there is network portion, in each address there is a network portion and a host portion. If it is class A, for example 10 network, this is actually 32-bit, but in that 32-bit this is network, so you cannot touch it, you cannot disturb it. We can make use of these 24-bit we can make use of these 24 bits to create subnets. See, this is the actual network, but for subnetting you are going to make few of these bits, you are going to make use of the host bits to be network bits, meaning you are breaking the class full boundary. What is the boundary for class A? 8 bits. But when I do subnetting, it is going to be more than 8-bit. This is what we call as classless. Subnetting is nothing but classless. We are breaking the classful boundaries. See, sometime you will have an address in your organization like this: 10.63.54.9, and the mask will be 255, 255, 255, maybe 0. Now you may think like, what? Class A means 255000. But why they put another 255255 here? It is all because they have done subnetting. They have made even these 16-bit, 8 plus 8, 16-bit as network. So totally now 24-bit is network. So in a subnetted network, you cannot decide whether it is only 8-bit or 16-bit or 24-bit by seeing the first number. By seeing the first number, don't think that network is only 8-bit. If it is classful, yes. In classful, the default mask is 255000. Then it is 8-bit only. But when they say we have subnetted, then you need to look into the mask and tell how many bits are network. Here it is 24-bit. It is not 8-bit. This is classless. This is classless. They have gone beyond the boundary of class A. Class A boundary is only 8-bit, but here we see 24-bit. which means they have gone beyond. They have made it as classless. Subnetted network only will have masks like this other than the default. See, it appears like a class C mask, but number 10 is not class C, which means that class A 10 network is subnetted. That's what it tells. How they have done subnetting? By taking the host bit as network bit. Some used to say like this, they have borrowed host bits to do subnetting. Yeah, you can say like that, borrowing bits. We borrow bits from the host and make it as a network bit to get new networks. All right, so how do we do subnetting? What will be your answer? How do we do subnetting? Why no one is answering? How do we do subnetting?
By giving,
By borrowing
by
some.
borrowing
Some what? Borrowing some host bits
host.
to be considered as network bit. Correct?
Yeah.
That's how we have to say. How do we do subnetting? By borrowing the host bit to be consider it as network bits. That's the approach. If you want to do subnetting, you need to make use of some host bit as a network bit. Okay. How many host bit? How many host bit I should use? That's the next question. I have let's say 7 departments, which means I need 7 subnets. I needed
7 departments, 7 subnets.
correct. Needed is 7 subnets. And given network is 10. Now I need to know how many bits from the host I should borrow. Let me write it like this: 10.1234567 8. This is one octet. This is another octet. Now I need 7 subnets because I got 7 department. Do I need to take 7 bits? Or do I need to take 3 bits? Or do I need to take 20 bits? How many bits and from where? Should I take it from here or here? I tell you answer for that one first. When you are taking bits for network always grows from left to right. Left to right. So if you're going to borrow some bits, you cannot borrow from here for networking. It should be from here. But how many is the next question. I have 7 subnets needed. How many? For that, there is one formula, but it has been evolved many times, revised many times. 2 to the power of n minus 1 will give you number of subnet. Whereas This n is the number of bits that you are going to borrow. N is equal to number of bits you will take from host. Bits taken from host. I told you have to take from here, and I want 7. So if I take just one bit, it is 2 to the power of 1 minus 1. I won't get any subnet. So just taking one bit is not enough. Tell me how many bits I should take. If I take 2 bit, you get 4 minus 1, which is 3.
But we need to know how many hosts we need for each subnet.
Okay. I can see that you have attended some class somewhere, and where they have taken you to the climax of the movie without showing you reel 1, reel 2, reel 3. I'm going from first reel. So cancel all that you have in your brain, please.
Okay.
Come with fresh mind. My question is no way related to host. I never use the host. I said I want 7 subnets. Okay. So to know how many bits I need to take from the host bit, this is the formula I said. 2 to the power of 2 minus 1 is 4 minus 1, 3. That is not enough. I should get 7 here as an answer. So how many bits I should take from the host bit?
3, sir.
Correct.
3.
Correct. 3 will do. So 2 to the power of 3 minus 1 is 8 minus 1 is 7. So these are the 3 bits that we are going to borrow for networking. What is the default number of bits for 10? It is 255, 8 bits, isn't it? But now you have added another 3 bit for networking. So the subnet mask will not be the same. It will be 255.224.0.0. Why 224? Because 128 plus 64 plus 32 is 224. Please understand. Here it is 8 bit. When you add 8 bit, you got 255. But here it is only 3 bit. When you add 3 bit, what you will get? 255. This is what we call it as new subnet mask. Did you understand new subnet mask?
Yes, sir.
Okay. So, whenever we do subnetting, your subnet mask won't be the same. It won't be the default mask. It will always be different. Depends on how many bits you have borrowed. The subnet mask will vary. So this is the very first thing you have to derive. Derive the new subnet mask first. And then you can go with that 7 subnets. Now, how do we do that 7 subnets? Are you comfortable up to now? Shall I go to next level? When you say class A, the entire first octet is network, we all know. That's why it is 255. Because we want 7 subnets, we took 3 bit from here, and that 3 bit total face value will be only 224. When it is 8 bit, total face value is 255. When you are given only 3 bit, you cannot put 255. You should put only the face value, total face value of that 3 bit, which is 224.00. Yeah?
Correct.
Okay. Now let us get into subnetting. 3 bit, I'm going to write here. 1, 2, 3. This 3 bit, if all these 3 are 0, then it is going to be 10.0.0.0. And the next probability is 001, which means here it is 1. If it is 1 there, what is the value? 10.32.0.0. Am I right? Is this 32 here?
Yes, sir.
Yes. Next. 010, which means 0 here, 1 here, 0 here. What is the value here? Saif? 64. 10.64.0.0. Next. 0, 1, 1, which means 1, this is 64, this is 32, which means 10.96. Next, 0, no, not 0. 1, 0, 0. What is the value? If this bit is 1, what is the value?
128.
Yeah, 128. If here it is 1 and this was 0. It's 128. So 10.128.0.0. Next, 101, which means 128 plus 32, isn't it? Which is 160. Next, 110, 10.192.0.0. Next, 111 we don't use. If all borrowed bits are 1, we don't use. That's why we put minus 1 in the formula. You know why you put minus 1 in the formula? All bits we don't use. So 10.224.0.0 we don't use. All ones 0. Now you see, for the first department, second department, third, fourth, fifth, sixth, 7 departments, I have 7 subnets I got. For all these subnets, the subnet mask is same. 255, 224, 00. Okay, how can we write this? Can we write like this /8? Saif, can I write this one like this?
Yes.
Likewise, how can you write this one? /11. 11. Because it is 8-bit plus 3-bit. Do you agree with me?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yes.
So, for all this department, the mask is 11. New subnet mask is 11. And what is the first IP of this one? 10.0.0.1. Tell me, what will be the broadcast IP for that? Anyone except Pavitra? What will be the broadcast of this? For that you need to refer the next network. If next network is having 1032, here last will be 1031.255.255. And then the last IP will be, this is broadcast. I told you, for each subnet, you will get first IP and last IP will be 1031.255.254, and this is broadcast. For the second department, 10.32.0.1 is the first IP because 32 is the network. What will be the broadcast? 10.63.255.255. Saif, do you follow?
Yeah.
Great. Now, can you tell me for the third department, 10 dot, what is the first IP?
10.64.0.1.
What is the broadcast?
10.64.255.255.
No, I ask you to see the next network. One less than that.
95.
Yeah, exactly. See, that's what I did here. No, next network is 64, so I put 63. Now you have to say 96 means 95, correct?
Correct.
You follow, right?
Yes.
10.95.255.25.
5.254.
So if you try next one also. What is the first IP?
10.96.0.1.
Okay, what is the broadcast?
10.127.
Okay.
.255.255.
What is the last one?
And 10.127.255.254.
Okay. Okay, now the next person. What is the first IP here? Diva?
10.128.0.1, sir.
Broadcast?
10.159.255.255.
Great.
10.159.255.254.
Okay, you know how to fill that. The reason why I wrote this one, though we don't use all 3 1, we don't use why I wrote so that you will not make mistake when you write the broadcast for this. 10.223.255.255.
255.
See, I do not want you to take much stress. Light, little by little, you can move the mountains. If you see the mountain and you want to move in one day, it is not going to happen. Whatever you have learned today, only revise that one. And try to do the same problem which I just did. First by seeing and second without seeing. And then you come. We will continue from here in the next class.